Cast not away therefore your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. Hebrews 10:35. Today I want to encourage you not to cast away your confidence. It has great recompense of reward if you don't. These are trying times, and as we get closer to the end, all the things that are happening in the world will cause men to fear and cast away their confidence. In the book of John, Jesus answers John the Baptist when he's in prison with a telling response, a revealing response of the blessedness of those that do not cast away their confidence. John was being tempted to become offended with Jesus. You see, John was the forerunner. John was a good man. In fact, Jesus said, of men that have been born of a woman, there's none greater than John. Yet John, when in prison, sent disciples to ask Jesus if he was the one or if they should look for another. I don't blame John for being tempted to stumble at Jesus. You see, Jesus was committing all things to the Father by performing miracles. He is the anointed one. He is the chosen of God to deliver his people from their sins and to deliver them from destruction. John, being in prison, was wondering, why is Jesus doing miracles for others, and why is he not getting me out of prison? So he sent disciples to ask him if he's the one or should they look for another. It came a point in time when even John the Baptist was having doubts, and he was close to stumbling. Jesus answered fittingly and prophetically and said, "Tell John that the blind receive their sight, the dead are being raised, and the poor have the gospel preached unto them. And blessed is he who is not offended in me." When becoming in love with Jesus, it's going to hurt sometimes. The Lord is not going to always do what you ask him to do or how you wanted him to do it. But will you continue to trust him? Will you continue to obey him? Blessed are you if you do. There's a certain blessing for those that only comes when you hang in there until the end, when you persevere, when you push through. Let this mind be in you. There's a story in the Old Testament of Elijah when he was on the earth before he was taken up in a chariot of fire. Elijah, his disciple, would follow him everywhere he went, and Elijah came to the point when he would tell Elisha, you tarry here in this town. I'm going to go do something for the Lord that the Lord has called me to do in the next town. Elijah would say, as long as I live, or as long as you live, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm going with you. You're not getting rid of me. Elijah would then say, very well. Elijah would follow him. Then another occasion came when Elijah said, I've got something to do. You go ahead and tarry here. And Elijah did the same thing. This happened several times. To the point where Elijah turned one time and said to him, what is it that you want? You seem to never get discouraged, and I realize that you really are seeking something here. You really want something from God. What is it you want? And Elisha said, I want a double portion of what you have. Elijah said, if you see me get taken up when the Lord's time is, then you shall have it. And Elijah persevered, and he continued with Elijah until he saw the chariot of fire come. And we know the story goes that Elijah was taken up into heaven. Elijah left his mantle behind, and Elisha took the mantle and he did receive a double portion of the spirit that Elijah had. He performed miracles. He did a mighty work for God. But this would not have happened to him had he become offended, had he stumbled when Elijah said, "You tarry here, I'm going over there." Most of us at some point would have said, I feel unwanted. I feel like you don't value me, like you don't want me around. Fine then, you go on, I'll do my own thing now. Too many people wear their feelings on their sleeve and are easily offended. And that's why the Lord said to John, "Blessed are those that are not offended in me. Blessed is he." There's going to come a point in time when the Lord is going to try you. He's going to make you wait. He's going to not do what you thought he would do, or not answer when you thought he would answer, or he would not answer with what you wanted. But will you continue? Will you abide? Will you have faith? Jesus said, when the Son of Man comes back, will he find faith in the earth? And we're getting to that point where very few people have faith in God, real faith, unfeigned faith. And faith is what pleases God. Without it, it's impossible to please the Lord. I want to encourage you with these words today. Don't cast away your confidence at this time. It has a recompense of great reward. And blessed are those that endure until the end. Blessed are those that hang in there and don't stumble at Jesus. They trust him. They continue. They worship like Job did. May the Lord bless you. May the word of God dwell in you richly.